So yesterday, we started talking about why leadership might feel more complicated or harder than it used to be in this era that we live in today. And we debunked the assumption that a lot of leaders have that the real issue is the new generation entering the workforce today. They're okay. As a matter of fact, we've been blaming the new generation entering the workforce for decades and decades and decades for why leadership is harder. Now, the reality is that leadership is a little more challenging today for most leaders because we're still using leadership models today that were designed for a previous era, not the era that we live in today. Let me give you two examples. Most of the leadership models today have been built around two things that were the core of leadership models all the way back to the 40s or 50s. And the first of those was managing people, that your responsibility as a leader is to manage people. The second thing, and this happened really in the 70s and 80s, is we went from managing people to now our job is to manage and motivate people. You know, the reality is today that there aren't very many people in the workplace that I know that want to be managed. And most people don't want to go to a motivational workshop every morning when they come to work. But there is something else that they want. And if you know how to do that, then you're going to have a more engaged, a more productive, and a more successful workforce. And that's what we're going to talk about next week. But we're also, before we do that, we're going to talk about the other pattern that we see in leaders that makes leadership more complicated today. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.